Yes or no?
I thank the leader for the business. This seems a moment for the words of Philip Larkin. What will survive of us is love. A day of sadness and departings. I know the whole House will want to join me in saluting the England football team. I simply say this to them: you went out to a foreign field, you fought like true lions, and you did us proud. Thank you. Let us also pay tribute to Ann Widdecombe for her bravery, her spirit, her independence of mind. There is a book of condolence in the Members' Library which I know many members will wish to sign. Hers were not especially my politics, Mr. Speaker, but let me tell you one story which illustrates her a little bit from my personal experience. We were at a dinner of the Holborn St Pancras Conservatives, a vibrant local organisation, in the time of the late Frank Dobson, and she was the guest speaker, and at the end of the evening a bottle signed by her was thrust into my hands and I was asked to invite her to auction it. And you'll recall that she just had a bit of a dust-up with the noble Lord Howard, as he then was, on the topic of in which she'd said something about him having something of the night. So quick as a flash, holding this bottle of whiskey, she said, "Ladies and gentlemen, what will you give me for something of the nightcap?" Which I thought was pretty fair game under the circumstances. Mr. Speaker, this week has featured a certain amount of rancour, as the late Roy Jenkins might have put it. The government found itself changing the business twice, cancelling an opposition day debate it had itself scheduled and reaffirmed only the previous day on the entirely bogus excuse that it wanted an urgent debate on Iran. A debate so urgent, so important, Mr. Speaker, that it was opened by the most junior minister in government. It finished 2 hours early and it featured precisely count them, three speeches by Labour backbenchers. It will be a tragedy if we lose the Leader of the House from business questions. I think we can all agree. But if he is not promoted after the embarrassing heroics he has performed this week on behalf of the new Prime Minister, it will be a huge injustice. But we are not going to cast nasturtiums, in the words of a friend of mine, on any of this nonsense, not even on Baroness Lloyd and the hopeless BD UK, who have entirely failed to address the issue of fibre broadband in neglected parts of my constituency and simply repeated the same language of incompetence and failure to me for more than a year now. I hope the leader will pick that up. No, we will cast no nasturtiums. There will be no rancour from this side of the House. I come to praise the outgoing Prime Minister, not to bury him. He is a transparently decent and honourable man. He is dedicated to public service. He rescued the Labour Party and he worked with great diligence to lead this country. No one who has not been close to leadership of this kind can have any idea of how hard it is. We all owe him a great debt of gratitude. As for the incoming Prime Minister, my advice is simply this: be careful what you wish for. He has had a coronation and election hustings with just one candidate, a single name on the ballot paper, but on Monday afternoon he will start to learn the true difficulty of the decisions that face him. There will be hard trade-offs which cannot be abolished by tinkering with the fiscal rules or still more tax and spend. Vibes will not be a solution to these problems. Eyelashes will not suffice. He will have to stand up and say, or perhaps decide, what it is he believes in. We can only hope he will bring energy, frugality, a long-term focus and a talented team adequate to the tasks ahead, and we wish him very well. And I wish you, Mr. Speaker, the leader and all the staff and members of this House a summer break full of rest and happiness.